Hi, this is Jeff with FrostyGarden.com, and today we're going to be talking about hardening off your plants. It's probably, if you grow from seed, one of the most important things that you need to do for raising your plants. If you don't do this, your plants are going to die. In the north, it can be a little bit difficult and tricky to figure out when it is you need to be hardening off your plants. So, we're going to tell you about what hardening off is, why we do it, why it's important, and how we go about hardening off our plants in the spring. First, let's talk about what hardening off is. So most of us northern gardeners are growing our plants indoors under grow lights. The fact of the matter is that the power of the sun is much stronger than those indoor grow lights. So, like humans, plants can get a sunburn. And basically that happens if you expose them to the sun too quickly and too fast. Hardening off is the process of acclimating your plants to the sun. Typically, when you're hardening off, you want very short exposures to the sun initially, and then you extend those exposures over time. So let's talk about the timing of hardening off and when you might want to start your hardening off processes. We can give you some general timing guidelines, but in reality, what we're following is the weather. If your intention is just to go into the ground around your last frost, then you would typically start your hardening off processes maybe 2 or 3 weeks before that last frost, and that will give your plants a little bit of time to live outside while there's still dangers of frost, but you can basically protect your plants because you can continue to bring them indoors if you need to. For us, we have a greenhouse, and we're also able to heat that greenhouse. So most commonly, we're looking to harden off our plants much sooner than other people might who are just transplanting directly outdoors. We'd like to take advantage of the free energy of the sun as much as possible. We're able to heat our greenhouse, so we're able to usually start our hardening off processes about 4 to 6 weeks before last frost. So while we give 4 to 6 weeks as a general guideline, that's not an absolute. We're really looking at the weather. And what we're looking for are consistent temperatures in the 40-degree range. We're looking for that shift that happens when we go from mid-30-degree temperatures into the 40s. And typically what also happens at that time is you get nighttime temperatures around the 20s. Just to be super clear here, we're not saying you can willy-nilly expose your plants to any temperatures whatsoever. As a general guideline, we say low 40s is the minimum temperature you would want to expose your plants to. Any lower than that, you want to bring your plants inside. You can also use a heated greenhouse if you can maintain those low 40 temperatures. Also, for peppers, you never want to expose them to under 50 degrees. We've found that we can easily heat and inexpensively heat our greenhouse in those conditions. If we get much lower than that, say into the teens and into the single digits, we're not able to harden off because we are unable to heat our greenhouse cost effectively. If you didn't have a heated greenhouse, it would be very important for you to look at your low temperatures in your greenhouse. And typically low temperatures are going to happen in the very earliest hours of the morning, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., that time frame. If your temperatures are lower than, say, about 32 to 36 degrees, it's not safe even for cold hardy plants because frost can still develop in your greenhouse. So we're going to share our aggressive hardening off schedule. We've done a lot of experimentation with hardening off, and we found the very minimal amount of days that you need to harden off your plants. So for us, what we do is we typically, on our first day of our plants outside, we put them outside for about 45 to 60 minutes, just about an hour or under an hour. For the second day, we put them outside for 2 hours. For the third day, we also put them outside for 2 hours. And for the fourth day, we put them outside for 4 hours. And for the fifth day, we put them outside for 8 hours. After that, the plants are effectively hardened off and they're able to then live outside. That's a pretty aggressive schedule, and it does benefit from a little bit longer periods of time. If we were to improve that schedule, what we would do is we would say increase the number of days at lower times. So we would maybe have 2 days at 1 hour, or maybe 3 days at 2 hours. That's going to reduce the amount of time or amount of chance that your plants can develop that sunburn. You might have heard that you need to use shade in order to protect your plants for the first few days of hardening off. We've found that pretty much to be a gardening myth. It's not really that important, and you can harden off in the straight sun and there's no problems with it. The actual key is only having your plants outside for a very short period of time for the first few days of hardening off. So in our hardening off schedule, for example, we have 1 day at 1 hour, 2 days at 2 hours. That allows the plant to build up some of those initial protections so that they can be outside for longer and longer periods of time. We hope this short video on hardening off your plants has helped you. Once again, I'm Jeff with FrostyGarden.com, and we have an extensive number of cold climate gardening articles that will help you become a better cold climate gardener. We appreciate you watching, and if you would, please give us a like and subscribe. We're a small YouTube channel that are really trying to get a good start, and we would appreciate those likes and subscribes to help us get off the ground. Thank you for watching.
You got a little on you.
You got He's sparkling.
You are the sparkle kitty.
You come in here and get some snow.
You don't know what you're doing, do you?
You're like, Jeff, like, where are you going, woman?